Boy, this is a formative moment. I might start crying. But hold on, let me put some sunglasses on.
Oh no, not behind.
I start crying and shit. But anyway, so like second grade, I got all the niggas with me.
What up, everybody? It's the Well Spoken. Oh wait, I need to change shirts. Give me 2 seconds.
No, leave it on. Leave it on.
Okay, cool. Never mind. Leave it on. Leave it on. What up, everybody? It's the Well Spoken Token coming at you again with another episode. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, what a blessed and beautiful day it is to be here with you guys. I don't care where you are, whether you're walking through the Sahara Desert, whether you're climbing Mount Everest, or more than likely on your drive or in your bed or in your shower, wherever you're listening to me, man, I thank you to all of you who are reached out by my soothing voice, or however you feel about my voice. All of you are touched by me. I'm so happy that you came here to be with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, I got my brother with me. Say what up to the people, bro.
What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are well.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. You're just going to drink during the fucking intro. All right, that's fine. I thought we agreed we had this shit down on a rhythm, and you want to say fuck the rhythm today. That's fine.
I was feeling parts. I was like, oh, wait, hold on. I got a little bit in my throat. Wanted to clear it up a little bit. I was like,
you didn't have shit in your throat.
He got me.
To drink.
He got me. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. He gonna riff. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna riff on shit. You've been you've been on a roll with your bits lately.
I like that. See, bits, right? Bits, funny little things that you do. You set up, you plot them, you plan them, right? And then you get them done, you execute them, right? Today, all right, I was supposed to record a video, right? You guys were gonna see that. I'm wearing the same shirt. Look at this shirt. This is a fantastic shirt. Shout out, thanks, bro. Cheech and Chong, man. It represents a lot of things. It's very close.
Shout out me. Shout out Ross.
Yeah, shout out Ross. Hey, shout out Ross. Undercover, underpriced, very high valued little clothing and stuff like that.
It's not high value at all. Never mind. I'm not gonna sit here and explain to you what Ross, TJ Maxx, and all the rest of them are.
I mean, that's a story for another pod. But either way, I was supposed to record. I didn't record. I woke up this morning. I noticed that I had some missed calls because typically I don't even let my phone really charge right, because I like to sleep, wake up, have my whole time in the day, and then I'll unplug the phone, turn it on to see what's happening, right? So I'll check it up. So I was catching up and I saw, I missed some calls. So I immediately get a call back from my brother, and he's like, hey. And I was like, oh, yo, you check your inbox? Because I was going to play off like I sent that motherfucker. Like, yeah, I sent it. And he's like, yeah, I didn't check my inbox. What you mean? I didn't get a notification. I was like, no, it's in there. Hold on, let me check. And so I walk up, I pretend. I don't even really pretend. I'm still in bed. I say, hey, yo, damn, it's crazy. It didn't send. It didn't send at all. And I was like, oh, shit. It didn't send. Well, I'm going to get that to you, man. Let me just get that reworked, you, man. It fucked up. And all the while, man, I guess I was pulling the wool over your eyes, man. I was pulling a Brer Rabbit. It was a bit.
Hey, man, look, man. If we had more time, I'd get into you, but we ain't got a lot of time.
I mean,
so I'm not gonna fuck with you too much.
I feel like I've gotten it all day. I was like, hey, look, man, I'm bad about it, man.
I've gone on record to said I don't care about lies, so whatever.
It's true, you have, and I appreciate that. Appreciate that fully. Sometimes a nigga just has to get shit out,
Right. No. I mean, we just gotta acknowledge that you got terrible time management skills, and you let yourself get psyched out of shit that doesn't make sense.
It's too easy, man. It's too easy. Like, what? I just look at something, and I'm like, oh wow, the objectification of the situation, or oh wow, this is wild. Like life, people are really gonna see this. And
it's called procrastination, but whatever.
People are really going to see this. Do I really think I'm ready? Can I really record this? Is it time for this? Maybe I hit the button too early, man. Maybe I'm too late. Maybe I took too long. And it's just a million excuses. They pile up. It's very easy to get buried under all the excuses, and suddenly the work just don't come out. And so, I mean, like, there's like fucking 6 projects that y'all guys have not seen and probably won't see just because they just didn't get done. There were fantastic ideas at the time, and there's still fantastic ideas. I realize, there's a place for everything. Shout out to the bro, man. You really.
I don't want to hear none of that shit. That's the shit you be doing, man. Nah, just stop. All right, cool. You didn't do it. That's fine.
It's fantastic, man. Yeah, it goes that way. It goes that way. Those are all like LJ isms to just say like tokenisms to just be like, yeah, nah, I get it. I hear you.
They know your initials, nigga. It's not a fucking secret.
I was like, I apologize, man. I'm sorry. I can't help.
That's fine. It's all good.
I'll be feeling bad, but at the same time,
you don't feel bad enough.
I just keep doing it. It's so easy to lie.
Yeah, no. Now you create a whole
you create
separate reality.
Narrative, you call it a bit. You just separate yourself from the lie.
Right. You de-lieify the lie. You take all the malice and shit out the lie because you've been skating off that shit for years. But it's whatever.
It's a joke. The whole time.
Right. It's a bit. It was a joke the whole time.
Yeah,
right?
No. If it lands, it lands, and if it don't, it don't. I used to tell teachers all the time. I was like, man, I spin a web. I spin a fucking God.
And this is gonna sound morbid as fuck. It's gonna sound morbid as fuck, right?
I can't wait.
But I told you what grandma's last words to me were.
Oh goodness.
do you know what they were?
Not off the dome, because that's
I'm just saying. I'm asking. I know it's a weird time. The time period. But you know what grandma's last words to me were? They stuck with me forever.
What's that?
Your mouth is gonna get you in trouble.
Ooh.
That was grandma's not last words, but that was the last bit of that was the last nugget grandma gave me. And that stuck with me. I was like, you know what, man? My mouth will get me in trouble.
It's true.
Let me slow down. So I'm gonna impart to you what grandma told to me.
Oh yeah.
Your mouth will get you in trouble. You should just stop while you're here.
It's true, man. I'm so blessed, man. I'm so blessed. I'm so well taken care of, man. Everybody does everything so kindly for me. I just love it. Yeah. I just keep floating, man. It's a situation of like, I don't know. People be like, yo, you give an inch, you take a mile, that type of shit, right? And so sometimes I don't necessarily feel like it's fucked up because I'm like, damn, am I taking advantage of people? And to a degree, absolutely.
The answer is yes. There's no degree to a degree. The answer is yes. But people take advantage of people. It just is what it is.
It is what it is, but it's also fucked up. But I'm like, damn.
But it's not so fucked up that you're willing to change behavior for it. So it's not like you really need to acknowledge
the situation. It's like, am I really hurting you?
No, I'm not hurting.
But yeah, it's still like fucked off. Like,
I wouldn't have put you. Yeah, I mean, and that's beside the point. We don't got to get into it because I told myself. I told myself a year ago I wasn't gonna fucking read you on mic no more. So I'm just gonna be that. I'm gonna leave that be.
But I appreciate.
We gonna keep it jovial.
I appreciate the ability to at least give a preview, not a preview, but a deep dive in the audience factor. Like I was like, hey, these moments are on the pod for a reason. I feel like these are kind of constructive. It's like, hey, look, we're family. We don't. This ain't all fucking hunky dory all the time. But at the same time, it's like never any malice. I'm never looking at that nigga crazy. Like I didn't.
Oh yeah, never that. I'm not like, oh man, that nigga, he a liar. I hate his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of empathy. You know what I mean?
Thank God.
You meet somebody, you talk to them for a while, you get to know them, and it's just like, okay, I know their character.
No, exactly.
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Look at that nigga graciously bowing, not bowing down, not bowing out, but graciously like dropping the situation. Like, because for me, I get in my head so easy. I mentioned imposter syndrome and all that kind of shit when it comes to that stuff. The reason it's so easy to lie is because the alternative is that I actually have to like perform. The alternative is that I have to.
Well, I mean, not just debatably speaking, right? And I know that you about to change the word, but since you here, and I guess we're not gonna get directly into the topic.
We never do. What?
Performing, lying is performing. In order to lie, you have to perform. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell a lie. I'm not scared of lies. I don't give a fuck about lies. But it's also just like, hey, when people do shit to accommodate you, based on a lie, I mean, what do you do with that?
Yeah, well, it's like because of the fact that like
message, bitch. But anyway,
they love you.
And so even much. Then, I'm not talking about you, but
I hear what you mean. Like, dog, here's the deal, man. All the shoes, I wear them. Like, I live like right here. I'm telling people, like, I hope to God that this continues to grow and get bigger and stuff like that. I'm literally like, yeah, no, I lie about this shit. I tell my brother all the time, I'm like, yeah, no, I did it, man. I got this. I was like, no, I've got this. I'm gonna get it done. And then I'll sit in the crib and just be staring at my shit. Like, I've told you guys this multiple times. Like, I feel like this is part of the course. At the same time, I'm not saying that you personally should expect it, but I appreciate the motherfucking leeway, like to fail or to not even try sometimes. And then to have the opportunity to be like, okay, cool. Wait, give me what the fuck you got. Like, whatever you got, man, like, fucking give it up. And I don't know, the more and more I continue to do that, the less and less I, have these issues and problems. It's been a long time since we've had this issue. I'm just
no. I mean, not really a long time, but it's been a long time since it was since it came out. Like, it's not been a long time at all. But
what the fuck are you talking
like I said,
about?
I'm not going
3 weeks ago.
I'm not getting too deep into it right now. You know what I mean? It's just
no. Like I said, I appreciate that. Oh no, hold on 1 second. Let me fix my video real quick. But either way, I appreciate you guys coming in, checking out the pod, and like allowing us to have this opportunity to like build this shit around all this. And I also, man, I appreciate you, brother, for allowing.
I don't want to hear that shit.
I know.
Nah, keep it to yourself. I don't want to hear this shit at all right now.
That nigga said, "Do not placate me."
No. Because one thing about compliments is people will use compliments and flattery to try to negate the bullshit they did. I don't want to hear it.
True.
So you know what I mean?
I come from the stage of you always lead with love, motherfucker.
And I appreciate it, and I accept your apology. Your apology is accepted. I don't need the extras.
Okay. Well, see, I like the dressing, man. Like, people like to hear, it's like, hey, look, I'm just letting you know that I do appreciate it, But again, I like when shit get heated, man. This nigga just be like, hey, look, man, I'm a motherfucking iceberg, bitch. I'm just gonna keep it cool. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I mean, we grow, man. We grow.
We get bigger.
It's not season 1. It's not season 2. We keep going.
Even in the face of lies. But all shit aside, man, I'm happy to be here, yo. I'm glad to set up. Today, we was gonna sit back and fucking chop it up about all our favorite comedians, and that's the big reason why the reason I kept getting stuck on the word bit, right? Because I was like, it's lies. I'm not saying stand up comedy is a lie, but I was like, a bit.
A lot of it is a lot of, you know what I mean? It's lies.
I agree. A joke. I mean, a joke in itself. I mean, is it a lie?
A joke is an exaggerated story, and that's why lies. And this is a great way to speak on it or whatever, right? Because like a lot of people's lies, I look at them like they're jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like you are trying to spin, and you're not really telling me any facts, right? You're not telling me facts at all. You're just telling me a bit of a story because you want me to believe it because there's something attached to that story that you want me to glean from it. And sometimes it's just about participating. Sometimes it's just about like, okay, I'll participate in that today.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, like, right, when it came to the lie situation, right, is that like, even when I was younger, right, it became a situation of like, how much could I really, I learned that I was like, oh, wow.
Remember, this is about stand-up, but go ahead.
No, that's what I was going to say. Like, for me, like, I used to love like watching stand up with pops and shit like that. But even further than that, like on the playground and shit like that, I would try to take jokes and shit that I heard adults say, people that I saw on TV. I would take that stuff, I would bring it to the school, and I would spin that shit like it was mine. I would
find out. I get it. Like the Raspberry Hill joke or the Hamburger Hill joke.
Yeah, fucking fantastic. Or the joke about the donkey and the priest.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorite old nigga jokes.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
that motherfucker right there, it hit.
That shit hit. I'm 7. That shit hit.
Shut up, bitch! I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Shut up, jackass! I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
But no. I thought you was talking about what about the jackass crying?
Oh, that was funny too.
Yeah.
No, but
nobody would ever say donkey. They would always say jackass. But it was a joke.
But the purpose.
Who was Pops playing dominoes with? I can't fucking remember.
That was cousin, man. Like,
I don't think.
No, it was definitely.
Always looked young.
Yeah, no.
We're gonna have to bleep that out. Yeah, we're gonna have to bleep that out.
Definitely bleep that out. Yeah. But there's no need to put an alias on a fucking over 50-year-old man.
Well, yeah, that's the reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's the reason. Yeah. Keep moving. Keep moving.
But no, it was definitely cool. Because the same night that I learned to play dominoes, right, was the same night that I heard that joke. And I'll never forget because it's ingrained in my brain, like as I'm playing dominoes. So, but no, like I would hear these jokes, I would catch people saying things, all these funny anecdotes, and I would take them and I pull them. Like when you look at a motherfucker like, say, Dave Chappelle, right? Like he spoke about like, and I'm a fucking butcher because God fuck me.
That's that. How else would you tell somebody else's joke?
Exactly. It's some other. It's not even a joke. It's more so like he was accepting an award. He was speaking about the fact that there's a position in an African tribe, right? That's the holder of stories, right? These individuals that take things.
Yeah. That time he plagiarized The Giver.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. The giver, a motherfucker that holds the memories and the thoughts and the philosophies and shit of the past, and then passes them down. But with that situation was like, it's never a thing of telling the story as your own, right? That's one thing. It's like a selfless nature of it. Like that's what the way he speaks about it. But the way I used it when I was younger, right, coming up, I learned it as a skill. It was just like, oh yeah, take this stuff that you thought was funny, right? The things that hit with all the adults and stuff, and then take that and make it like spin it a little bit, find the right situation, and
put
then
some sauce on it.
Yeah, put some sauce on it, add, then switch the characters up, and then make it your own. And then suddenly you can live this like double interesting life. Like you could walk through and tell all your friends that my uncle, he shoots porn in the back alley and stuff like that. He's got pictures and stuff.
Shout out like one of your lives.
Shout out Eddie Griffin, like you're fantastic. Dysfunctional Family, one of my favorites. You got an uncle that makes porn, and I thought that was a hilarious story. I've got crazy family, but nobody's shooting porn, so
you don't know that.
Shout out third grade. People believe me. And I thought that I got high on that, man. I guess I was really excited. I was like, oh, this is fun. That's why I think I liked acting so much. I was like, oh,
no. And I agree. I think that's exactly why you started acting.
Yeah. It was.
I think that's exactly. I mean, and granted, like, I don't think it was more so like, because I never once like thought that people were like that you were trying to pass it off as your own life.
Oh, because you knew it was fucking material. Like,
right. You saw it's just material. I just think it was material before you had a word for material.
Yeah, no, I was looking for an opportunity to be seen. And so I was like, this is what
it was just about the attention for real.
Yeah. It was, I thought this was funny. So here you go. And, here's my life, kind of like it's little bits and pieces. But what I thought was and this is where we get more into the brother relationship, right? One of the moments, it's a cornerstone in my life, right? Of where I felt regret, right? Like legitimate regret when I was a kid was that like, and this is gonna be like really like, I don't know if it's fucked up, but it's interesting, right? I don't know if I think I've told you this like in private, but like when I was this is gonna be fucked up. Like, this is real deep.
When I was go on, we already started heavy. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's deep. Like that's just where it's at. Because the thing is that the reason it's so deep is because where it's gonna end up. That I see the joy in this pod, but I see the joy.
There will be no joy in this pod. That's fine. The moon is doing some fucked up shit or something. I don't know.
Either way, when I was in 4th grade, right, and you were in 3rd grade, they held the.
I see where this is going.
Yeah, nigga. Anytime anybody
I was trying to figure out how we were gonna organically go here. Like, what's the angle? But
anyway. I got you. It's anybody starts talking about 4th and 5th grade, nigga, it's already corny. Like
when I was in the 3rd grade, I thought I was gay.
This is a 30-year-old.
I could draw.
Talking about 4th grade, but I'm saying I was so serious. It was the first time I ever felt like some genuine regret. Like, and parents were fighting at the time, but no, we had a time.
They always,
yeah, that's what they do. But motherfucking me talent show, blah blah blah. You, excuse me, yeah, you decided you were going to do an actual stand-up performance. Like you had worked out material, you had wrote your own shit, and this was stuff that I hadn't heard. This was stuff that just happened in our lives. And then I was like, "Oh, I'm a break dance while this nigga raps."
Well, he's doing all right, by the way.
Yeah, no, he's doing fantastic, right?
The rapping nigga is doing okay.
He's doing great. Shout out
to
him.
He's doing fine. He's doing okay.
Shout out to him. I just don't want to connect you because you're doing really good. I don't want to necessarily connect you to shit.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, no, it's just our audience is not
just know you can Google him.
Yeah, shout out. You really can. He's got stuff. Yeah, shout out to him. He's getting engaged, man. He's about to get married.
Love him.
Yeah, shout out to him. Love that. Love to see niggas win. Love to see niggas eat. I'm not even worried about him. But either way,
was the guy with the app there too?
No. I didn't know that time. Like intermediate. Like that was after.
No, that was 4th grade.
No, that was 5th grade.
No, I remember.
Your 4th grade, my 5th grade.
No, because I know what I didn't. Never mind. We'll get there.
Either way,
we'll get there. We'll get there.
In our school, or not that he wasn't on my radar.
He was in school at the time.
Yeah, no, definitely, but he was not on my radar. But either way, you did this.
Okay, you became friends with that dude.
Yeah, it's like later on, but like that was after that. But again, blah 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 bullshit. There, I was back in the back. I was in the background breakdancing, just doing the spinneroonie like 5 times.
No spinneroo. I'm in there doing all the hottest kid moves at the wedding. I'm doing the hoo in the why.
Booker T, not Booker.
Yeah, doing all the hottest wrestler moves. The Hardy Boys. You know what I'm doing?
Oh my God. And my nigga's up there rapping his butt off. I mean, like, mind you, he's not
Big Boys, which is
yeah, exactly. How do you remember too? You
like, nigga, I was there.
Yeah, I know. That's so yeah, right. How do you remember too?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I was like, oh, it's fourth grade.
Yeah.
But so, anyway.
Dead ass. But either way, like, so once
Air Force Ones, give me two per.
Hey, I need two per. Yeah, but so
wasn't a move.
Well, I was up there fucking gigging, trying to, and I fucking ripped a piece of paper out the back wall of my leg as I was doing this.
I remember. I remember.
It was hilarious.
He was backstage like, I'm so fucking dumb, man. I'm so fucking stupid, bro. What's wrong with me?
Why? And then, why did I do that? It's hilarious, man.
Idiot.
Funny. This was such a horrible day. But either way, the reason I am stupid is because you killed it. Like when you got on stage, right? You fucking killed it. It was an uproarious room of fucking like young people from fourth grade to fucking.
It really hit harder than I expected.
It really hit hard. I was like, this.
It really hit harder than I expected.
And I was looking at you up there, fucking killing it. I was like, this nigga is incredible. I should have done stand up.
I should have did that.
I lived this story too.
Yeah, right.
But no, you had some fire ass jokes, like jokes about our brother fucking
fucking the memory card up. Yeah,
exactly, fucking up a memory card before we had a memory card, like literally resetting PlayStations and shit. Yeah, jokes about family and and it was all appropriate for the setting.
Because that nigga, do we bleep this? Yeah, no. We bleep it for comedy.
Yeah.
Mr. told me I was going too long.
He did try to hit you with the hook, man. He did try to hit you.
He did, but I mean, I get it, man.
But the thing was that it was so goddamn funny. Who was telling you to get off? We were all laughing. Teachers laughing. Nigga,
I told you, Mr. He told me to get off.
I know. That was that nigga salting your game.
Yeah, right. He was hating for real.
Yeah, no, because I was like,
I was going mad long. I'll be honest.
It was funny.
5 minutes.
Funny, but I mean, it was funny because it was getting to the point where you were having a great time. I saw you in there working it up, and I was like, "This nigga's about to go long. He's about to do an hour special." They said, "Come do."
I was about to hit him. With the. And I was about to hit him with the. You ever be like sitting, looking at the clock because you can tell time, and you like. Time for recess.
That shit right.
But this bitch not going.
Still, this shit's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
And like I was like genuine regret. I was like, damn, I should have did stand up. But also I was like, damn, Ivy. But I was so proud and happy for you, nigga. I was just excited.
Hey, appreciate you. Retroactively.
But at the same time, I was like, motherfucker, how do I eat?
Yeah.
And I was like, this breakdancing shit in the garbage.
Not going.
Not going. I'm not. This is not happening for me. But I saw that and I was like, damn, he really did take that time and that like you spent that time. Like, did you write, nigga? Or was like,
so it was the perfect cocktail. And I remember this shit distinctly because I look at it like a formative moment. But
I was like, wow.
So it was the perfect cocktail. It was literally how everything in my life started.
Damn.
I was watching something and I thought to myself, full circle.
Get it.
Second grade, right? I had a couple good friends, right?
Okay.
It was, and I'm gonna bleep these.
Of course. Shout out.
Crown, which I won't be bleeping.
Yo, you can't bleep.
Crown. And
shout out.
No shout out. That's getting bleeped. So every year Westside would do a talent show. You know this, I know this, we all know this, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
We had WSTV, the whole nine, et cetera, et cetera.
I was out here.
Right. As I've always, my dream has always been the same. I've always wanted to do the same thing since I was a kid. Right.
Indeed.
And I had actually written down a sketch. I had wrote an entire episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy. Now I'm not trying to flex because it's not a good episode.
No, but I mean, you wrote one.
Yeah, but I wrote one, right? And I wanted all of us to perform it. And this is the story of my fucking life because I always want to share the wealth with niggas.
But you do. That's the thing, man. You really are like the type of nigga to be like, all right, cool, we got it. Let's.
Why just me? Why not all of us? You know what I mean? Why can't we all go? Right. So I wrote an episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy, right?
Right.
Made props. I can't draw for shit.
I remember this.
But I made a plank, the whole nine, right? And boy, this is a formative moment. I might start crying. But hold on, let me put some sunglasses on.
Oh no, not behind.
I start crying and shit. But anyway, so like second grade, I got all the niggas with me. I wrote down the shit. I gave everybody their lines. I wrote individual pages because I didn't know how to fucking use a printer.
Yeah.
So I wrote individual pages, handed one to which is Give 'em Bleep, and Crown, and
yeah.
And I was like, all right, we're gonna do it. And it was the day of the fucking show. It was the day of the show, second grade. I can't believe I'm telling this. I never told nobody this, big brother.
This is fucking exclusive. This is real deal.
I ain't never told nobody this, big brother. But
Fox, beloved.
It was the day of the show, and we getting ready. And I'm like, they got to call our number, right? So I'm like sitting there, I'm like geeked. I'm like, oh shit.
It's about to happen.
It's about to happen. It's about to go. And the first tree falls. Pull up is like, I'm scared. I don't want to do it. I'm like, what?
What?
This like, I don't really want to do it either.
What?
I'm like, word? And then fucking this like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get out too. This is the day of. Right? The day of. The only nigga that was willing to go up there with me was Crown. And that's my nigga to this day. To this day. He has never let me down. And he was like
ready to go.
You know what I mean? And I would love him if he did. You know what I mean? I'd still love him if he did.
Oh no, if my nigga bailed one day and just said, "Nah, I can't do it. I can't get with it," I would definitely
understand
my nigga at all.
I wouldn't you know what I mean? It is what it is, right?
Yeah. The rider.
So it's just me and Crown. And you went up there with your friends and you did something. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, and me neither. It wasn't
dancing, it wasn't nothing else like that, but I was just like, damn.
It was a
performance. And so when they called us, I was like, we're not going to do it. I told them we're not going to do it. And I took notes from teachers. We did rehearsals in class and all sorts of other shit. The teachers was like, you should do this. And I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I was so sure. And everybody just fucking let me down all at once except for Crown. And I was like, nope, never again is this ever going to happen to me.
And then it proceeded to happen multiple times in your life.
And then it kept happening.
It just kept going. Yeah.
But in different iterations. So like the next year, I was like, no, this time I'm going to fucking kill. This time I'm going to fucking do it. So I put a lot of time and effort into that. That's beside the point. All right.
I get it. No, I get it completely, man. I get it completely. Because like for that same situation, I was taking that thought process and trying to like improve my station. I was out here like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna plot on these niggas. I'm gonna be Mr. Red Team. This is gonna be crazy. I'm gonna leave my house in all red, but I'm gonna put jeans on over these.
What is you talking? Wait for the breakdancing shit?
Nah, this was for like the next year when I said I'm gonna upgrade myself because I was like, I cannot leave this school with people looking at my brother going, this nigga's incredible, and that nigga.
Oh, niggas did say that was funny as hell. I was like, yeah, nigga.
Yes, because you are, nigga. That was incredible. And that's why we ride it out.
Bitch. Now, granted, I also had a reputation for being shy, so I had that on my side.
Already, people were surprised by the fact that you were getting up to speak just solo dolo. Like you didn't latch on to a group that was already happening. Like,
well, I mean, you know how that worked out. Last time I tried that.
No, I get it. And then
3 out of 4 bitches.
Time though, when that shit hit though, I saw the times that you really shone. Like I saw times where you were really out there shining. Like we told the story on the pod of your fucking the last play you wrote in high school, right? Like we told the story about Juice.
Was it Juice?
Yeah, it was Juice.
We don't ever have to tell that story.
I love Juice, man.
We barely did, and if
that was
we can move on.
But what I'm saying is that was another moment where I was like, God damn, this nigga is incredible, man. Because you wrote a story about batteries, my nigga, and had the whole class crying. I was like, this is crazy, man.
Beside the point, we don't ever got to talk about it.
But it's these moments of collaboration. I was like, yo, this is great.
But you know, and once again, because we got a topic to get to, type beat. But
of course,
here's the thing, right? I read rooms. And I know exactly how to thrive in a room after about a week of being in that bitch, right?
Right.
After that, it's just a decision of when and how to do it.
It was like, okay, I get the climate.
So it wasn't really a room that was prepared to do, because all you got to do is subvert expectations. Subverting expectation is easy as fuck.
Yeah,
that's comedy 101. Subvert expectation.
One thing, and then all you do is give them something different.
Right. And that's the odd thing about like modern comedy. And look at this segue right here, because I'm not going to sit up here and talk about juice.
This nigga here is gonna lead all work in the past. That's all shit.
Nah, because I'm trying not to be mad like about the second grade shit, because like betrayal is everything. Like that's why I don't give a fuck about lying. Because like if you lie, you still with me?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
No harm, no foul.
No, again, malicious lying is an entirely different situation than lying to like fucking.
And even just telling me ahead of time, like just saying you can't do it. Yeah. Hey, no harm, no foul. But if you wait till the day of, it was the way these niggas did that shit.
I was like, wait, 2 seconds before we're going on, I can't go on, man. What do you mean?
The fuck you talking about?
Why did we do this?
We did rehearsals. Miss Johnson gave us fucking notes, nigga.
Shout out to you for having a type 5 in fucking second grade. I mean, in third grade. That was nice. Cool. Had a type 5 in third grade, man. And that's the thing. Is taking that moment and saying, okay, cool. I can condense a good chunk of experience down into this little bit of time, right? I love like modern comedy when it comes to this situation, like taking I know so many comedians that have spilled out so much interesting shit about their lives to the point where people felt like they knew and connected with them, almost to the point where I was like, oh damn, I'm inside, this is insider information, right? And took a whole audience on a fucking journey in the course of like an hour, right?
No, that's amazing.
That shit is
life-changing shit to like see it and feel it, you know what I mean? To be like, damn, there's really a world where niggas can do that. Maybe that's from like growing up and feeling like you didn't have the attention that you really desired. I feel like that's a thing in all comedians.
That, I mean, absolutely a situation where sometimes it's not even the attention you desired. Sometimes it's like you're garnering the attention and you're trying to like not ascertain why, but like you find that you are getting attention and then finding out what to do with that and how to kind of freak it, how to work with it, right?
Yeah.
Like, because some people will take that shit and run with it in a lot of different ways, you know, acting out. Some niggas like, you know, talented motherfuckers. This is what we do with niggas in football. You see a little motherfucker juke the shit out of somebody. It's like, hold on, wait a minute, little bitch.
That's a star,
we could probably work with that. Like, yo, I see this nigga got some speed on him. He's better than me. I could teach him though. I got the technique. I got the technique. I can mold this motherfucker, right? It got to the point where it's like nowadays I feel like motherfuckers are like so worried about being molded, right, that they try to avoid it, or the opposite, right? They're just like, I've got no fucking structure, I've got nobody to mold me, and so now I'm out here just looking for anybody for an example. Like people look at like you got your Andrew Tates, your Jordan Petersons, your shout out R.I.P. to motherfucking goddamn Kevin Samuels, but like the people that I actually looked up to, like a lot of my role models are comedians, man. They're stand-up comedians. Like I thought that like a good chunk of some of my values outside of the stuff that my family instilled in me, like it can be attributed to Eddie Griffin's Dysfunctional Family, Kings of Comedy, the first one, Kings of Comedy, and then let me think of another because I got one more. Probably the first.
I think the Jamie Foxx one was also like real formative for me.
The Jamie Foxx was pretty hot
because that giraffe joke was crazy. I was like, I'm 9 and this shit is hidden.
Because like I put by the time Dave Chappelle's Killing Me Softly came out, I feel like I was already pretty like
ingrained in comedy
and stuff. So I wasn't necessarily like as impacted as like somebody who's probably younger than me would probably list that as a special that was like really impactful. Like for me, like stand-up comedians, like again, Bernie Mac was somebody that I was like, I saw my father emulate that man. I saw a lot of people take like that I respected, like take mannerisms and lingo and things like that from that individual. Like, shout out to
even now to this day, you still emulate. I think.
Absolutely. Even me myself, I still have things that I've taken that I adopt references to Bernie Mac that I do all the time. Like that when I have a child, like that I'm going to do with them, like that I just carried with me. Like my father did with me, I'm gonna do it with them. Like that's the kind of shit, and that's straight out of Bernie Mac. You know, there's shit that I admire about DL Hughley's portion of fucking Kings of Comedy. I honestly I could sit down with Kings of Comedy and do like a dissection of each particular person's set and just talk about it like for hours. I would love to do that one day.
Yeah,
but like,
I mean, fuck it, just do it.
I plan on it. Maybe like, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, all right, yeah, we'll see about
a dissection of a special that could be interesting, man. But like, do you have any like what specials do you think really formed you? I know you got.
I mean, we pretty much watch the same shit, but
well, you listened to Jamie Foxx before.
I don't really like. I like the dysfunctional family set, but it's not like super duper informative for me.
You know, Cat Williams came a lot later. I'm sorry,
Cat Williams, American Hustle, and the one before that,
yes,
the Pimp Chronicles. Also extremely formative.
Very much so. And what's funny is that he mentions that as like a chitlin circuit almost, like
because it was at the time. Like I've been listening to a lot of Cat Williams interviews lately, and I mean,
fantastic stuff, man. Great like not great content, but great.
I think he's got a great mind.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And I think that's also like a requirement to being a good comedian, like one that's gonna last, is like having a great mind. I think that's what's kind of missing from like modern comedy in general. You actually had said something earlier that I thought was really interesting that I don't think I thought about before, which is you got guys like Andrew Tate and fucking Jordan Peterson, all them other niggas. And you're like, you know, those guys were like comedians to me. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I ever made that connection. I think like, with the medium of stand up and like being able to take the things that they're saying and apply them to like life lessons in my own personal trajectory, like, and also knowing that what I'm watching is a performance made like all the difference in my life.
No, and I get that, because the thing is that never once were these people positioning. Well, they were always positioning like, yo, this is my life. I lived this and shit like that. But this wasn't coming from a situation, like coming from a perspective.
But it was the fact that the audience was in the room and you said something, got the laugh.
Yeah.
And you saw what the reaction was in real time. It wasn't necessarily a personal thing. It's like you see the laugh, you see the thing, you say the thing, get the reaction.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's what you're hunting. You're hunting that reaction, and you have to earn that.
Whereas and the funny thing is that I didn't understand how big bombing was, right? Until we got to the YouTube era, right? Because the thing is that like we didn't, when you watch a special, right? This is the good stuff. This is all killer, no thriller, like, you know, all killer, no filler. So when it comes to that, like you didn't see, like sometimes you didn't necessarily think about how much work it came into it, just the amount of
you never do,
appreciation.
How much, like, you know, I mean, Andrew Schultz has said something in one of his podcasts where he said like when I first saw the first couple stand-up specials, it never occurred to me that what they were doing was material, like they had it like put together beforehand.
Yeah, that they were just getting
like niggas was going up there saying shit.
Exactly, and just like getting up there and talking shit. Because the thing is that in the culture and the way I grew up, especially around like my father's side of the family, actually no, the family period, there was always somebody cutting up. Somebody was always standing up. They were doing something. And whether or not I realized till later that some of this material was, you know, Eddie Murphy, some of this material was Red Fox, some of this material was, you know, and Richard Pryor.
What the fuck is that nigga's name? Richard Pryor, that type of shit.
But that was what I loved about our time frame was that like sometimes Pops would mix it up with like a George Carlin, right? You know,
hilarious nigga, because Pops loved he loved George
Carlin, exactly. And he would bring him up. He had like, yeah, there was old records. We loved listening to that Hunky talk about all that bullshit. Like,
what's funny, Larry the Cable Guy, even Jeff Foxworthy and them. Like, you watch them niggas.
Yeah, shout out to them. Wow. I know I've only brought up like black comedians, but like once I got this ingrained love of comedy, like I continued on. Shout out Gabriel Iglesias, you know, shout out motherfucking, and
even Lopez had a good special. Sure, a lot of niggas had good specials, but they were designed specials. You know what I mean? Like they were specials that were
Comedy Central, the fucking network, right? Like this is a great deal of people getting their special or getting opportunities to like, put on their specials and little clips and things. That's where I discovered Mitch Hedberg, like, you know, and he's a formative,
hilarious nigga.
Like I still love that humor. Like I will happily make a fucking, you know, it's like, you know, what do I need a receipt for a donut for? Why are you bringing pen and paper?
Bit is hilarious.
Fucking great bit, man.
Top tier. You give me, I give you the money. You give me the donut.
And to a degree, there was always a bit of like kind of, for me, right? There was a bit of rebellion that came with some of this stuff because like yes we did like there was not a lot of times where we sat down as a family right and watched like a special like that was not like necessarily up on thing.
Well, that's also not true because we did like sit together as a family. We would watch movies and we would watch.
We definitely watch movies.
But to watch something that was so individual, and
adult, like that was another thing. It was like this was the way that they aimed it. Right. I don't think that when Kings of Comedy came out, I don't think that when Dysfunctional Family came out or any of this stuff came out, they were thinking that some people are going to look at this and think of you as mentors, right? Like that. I don't think that was.
You know what? I don't think so. I don't think they did.
Like I don't think that was the thought process. I thought that the reason it's an 18 and up club, there's no kids in the audience.
Well, yeah, but that's comedy club based comedy. Like
exactly,
the special is a different thing.
But for me, I was like so into it. I wanted more. Like I was like, because I lived in that life already. People talk and spoke like that. So I was like, oh yeah. So when people, not that I was hiding it, because like I necessarily didn't have to, but I was waiting. I would be alone, or me and you would be chilling, and I'd throw one in, and it would be great. Like I was like, I knew a lot of kids that would.
Now you had some tight ass jokes. I'm gonna go front. You had some pretty decent jokes. Like I was there and be like, this nigga's hilarious.
Yeah. shout out to mother. And it was right. Like some of it was rehearsed, some of it was there, but like this kind of shit was so interesting to me. I felt like holding that attention, right, was something that I was like, man, I want that. Like I see that. I was like,
want that motherfucking attention, baby.
I want that attention, but
that's the Leo Moon.
I want that ability to sit back and like, holler at you. Am I Leo Moon? Is that the case?
Yeah, that's you. But anyway.
Oh yeah. All right, well, yeah, shoot. I just never messed with an astronomy girl that hard. I never got my chart read.
Hey, you know but, go.
But it was such an inspiration to me that it pressed me to continue to look at other forms of oration. Like, right, I still to this day I still want to go ahead and try to give a little 5 minutes, and I'm gonna hit an open mic one day, like right, because I want to take that step because I feel like that was formative and real for you to take the step and be like, yo, okay, cool, I'm gonna do a 5 minutes, even if it's in front of fucking. I mean, it's still your peers.
I was in third grade, nigga.
As you were in third grade, you were like 7, 8, like yeah. At the same time, that's still a lot.
I still in you know me, I'm the type of nigga to discount any achievement I've ever had.
Me too, nigga. Believe me, I'm sitting here like I can't record this video because what if I make a mistake? And I was like,
they don't really like me, man.
You've been recording hours of content for fucking 2-3 years, bro. Like you've been telling bullshit lies to your brother. You wake up and be like, yeah, man, I didn't fucking put it in my inbox, bro, and I couldn't get online and put bullshit a fucking video about something I like, nigga. That's the type of shit that I'm like, I hear positive. Don't be no bitch. Like,
yeah, I mean, well, you know, you gotta get that voice out your head, bro.
Yeah, I do, because the thing is that sometimes I'm like, don't be no bitch. It includes like putting up with some shit that I shouldn't. Like, it was like, oh yeah, I'm having a pain. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't be no
bitch. No, go to the doctor.
Oh, go to the doctor. You should go. Yeah. Or like, oh no, you know, shit. I'm upset about the situation, but it seems like it's nothing. Like, you know, right. I don't want to talk.
I think that in the beauty of like, you know, staying on topic, like fucking the beauty of like comedy and like especially stand-up specials is it presents you like real life issues that you can kind of laugh at.
Yeah.
And it gives you a lens to look at it like these are things that you can laugh at. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And sometimes it takes like not just like real life situations like day to day, but also like world current events, things that people have been terrified about. Things
right.
that
are really had me thinking George Bush was a piece of shit.
Yeah, right. Like god damn, the 2000s, 2007, 2004s and up were real rough for old Bush, man. He was
like a fucking 03 to like
fucking this nigga was a fucking idiot, a goddamn cokehead, a motherfucking cheerleader. He was every damn thing. But it was like at the time, because of the climate, like we could kind of get it off, like, you know, like, people could get it off. And one thing I'll say about this is that I think comedy did a lot of thriving at the time. You got Dane Cooks, Carlos Mencias.
Dane Cook had a killer special. A lot of niggas don't respect
the circle, my nigga
had a killer special.
And now everybody's doing it in the round. Fucking Kevin Hart's last special was in the round. Fucking who else was in there? Like for people that don't know what in the round means, it just means that like you have a stadium or a theater around you, and then there's a circle.
The audience is circling you, not necessarily just.
So you play like whereas most of the time you play directly to an audience in front of you. Now you have like an entirety, so you do need to get everybody around. Like that shit can be a real powerful performance, and that was a real gutsy move. because but at the same time, I feel like his comedy. Well, I don't know if his comedy lent itself to that or if he adjusted for that particular thing.
He
But
was the one
everybody,
at the time.
yeah. And if you
Like,
don't know what I'm talking about, the circle is like it's the humpback whale special. It's like everybody gets humpback whales. You get a humpback whale. You get a humpback whale.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Or if you don't remember that, it's
Yeah,
the
man.
cinnamon and the oil joke. It's like, oh,
I
that's my
remember
oil.
that. I remember that.
My cinnamon in my oil.
I think where it changed for me was like Louis C.K.'s like Chewed Up special.
Ooh.
I think I was at. I think we were at when mom was like a nanny or whatever. We were at their house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shout out Mr. K.
Yeah, shout out Mr. K and his kids, the K kids.
The K kids.
But like and they're not even kids anymore. They're like
K men. K niggas.
Yeah, he listens like both of them listened on occasion.
Yeah.
But
thank y'all.
Like I was watching that at that house and I was like, yo, this nigga is like he's not even a nigga. He's like white as fuck.
No, he's white as hell.
He's telling jokes that are like so surface level and on the ground that I was like, yo, you can really do this shit about anything.
Yeah, no, this doesn't just have to be about your childhood. This doesn't just have to be about like
the traumas of your life
shit
and
like that.
Shit.
This could literally just be like anything. Like, oh, the Fig Newtons versus Pig Newtons. And that's not even a fucking on stage joke. That's a joke from the show. It spun off into a fucking series.
Right. But what it did, I think that really like fostered an obsession in me, like where I was like, okay, I'm gonna go try to soak in as much of this shit as I possibly can. I would Google niggas, I would like do whatever.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I personally discovered podcasts. Because
that's how I got into I discovered I got into interviews, right? Because of that. This is how I started getting into long form content, was that like I started getting into these people, like these comedians, things like that. There were actually people talking to them, asking about it, and it got even bigger.
Asking about the process.
Yeah, it got even bigger. So after podcasts came out, like, because now people have, well, YouTube especially, like, you got opportunities to just talk to individuals and kind of dish and share. Like even right now, I'm still watching. Like Ali Sadiq is got like multiple podcasts and multiple shows that he's been on.
Yeah, he's got his own podcast and he's also a guest on a bunch.
There's a new not a new podcast, but there's a podcast that I just discovered. They're not new at all. It's More Than Culture. I was like, oh shit.
No, I don't know who that is. What's that?
Me neither, but like they're four niggas, they do a pod and like he was on it. They do show. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's also a very ground troop type of guy.
Yeah, but that's like, I think that's a part of not black comedy. I think it's a part of comedy because look at
black comedy in particular, because you don't see white comedians doing that often.
Theo, like
you see like UCB niggas doing it, but you don't really see like.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, because George Carlin spoke a lot. Yeah,
yes,
Jon Stewart.
But I think that they come from that era where comedians were viewed as philosophers and they were able to attack the status quo because the status quo wasn't. Or maybe I didn't perceive it as like the status quo wasn't.
Do we give Johnny Carson his flowers there?
Who, Johnny Carson? Johnny Carson deserves his flowers.
But like, I mean, always. But I'm saying that like he's a comedian, right? But he also became kind of not a
he voice of late night guy.
Yeah, a voice of a generation because he was the guy that broke a lot of huge acts.
Yes, because you were able to do stand up on those things, and I also got exposed to a lot of stand up because like when the late night wave happened and they were making that transition.
Yeah, you start giving your Jay Leno's, you start giving your Craig Ferguson's,
right? And then copyright wasn't nearly as bad as it is today, so you would put people's late night sets in there, and that kind of exposed me to a lot because I was able to look at like musicians, and I was able to look at like
comedians, like
right, and really get into their shit and like become like a fan. And I think that's what's missing. Like another thing that's missing from like modern comedy, because I think that like there's no ecosystem outside of like podcasts that foster them.
Yeah, because like the thing is that I don't know necessarily anybody in modern comedy. Like I don't think Eliza Schlesinger is trying to get like a late night TV show. I don't think she's trying to get a sitcom, right? Like you look at
that's another thing right there. Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to neglect because like that was the next thing. That was the thing that like Louis had talked about, and fucking even Maron and other people was like, the goal was to get the sitcom. After Seinfeld, the goal was to get the sitcom.
Because I mean, it did so well. That was the thing. Seinfeld kind of broke this kind of barrier, not barrier. It kind of broke, but I think it broke. I don't know, because that's why I brought up Johnny Carson, because I was like, I knew we were gonna get here, and I was like, we got to give the late night wave the kind of the flowers there. But I think as far as the sitcom went, like Seinfeld definitely took it and exploded it out. Like it had such a huge following that, and I mean, you got to look at shit like Frasier. You got to look at shit, but I'm like, is Frasier?
And what comedian was Frasier?
That's what I was about to say. I don't think Frasier was
Because
actually.
none of us watch Frasier. That's not a
That's I was
show.
like, I don't know if he was a
That's
comedian.
not a show that niggas watch. Like people watch Frasier. I'm not saying niggas don't watch Frasier.
No, but I was like, was there a comedian involved in that? Probably not.
I don't know.
This might be. No, because it's a fucking spinoff.
My ex-girlfriend's mom used to watch the fuck out of Frasier.
Oh, sorry. It's a spinoff of Cheers, I think.
I don't fucking know. Either way, she used to watch Frasier, and I'd be like, I don't know what's going on. Something about ham and eggs, or spam and eggs, whatever. Everybody is a new one got a guy named Hagen Pete. Yeah, I get it.
Back to that shit. But that was the goal, right? But in terms of modern comedy, no, like that's not what we're looking for. Almost now, it's like get the Netflix special, like
that's the new, that's the new thing that you're shooting for, or maybe it's not even new anymore. Because I know 4 years ago, that's what you were shooting for.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle made his comeback fucking like back in 2016, 2017. So like, yeah, like that's like 5 years ago, if that, maybe more, 5-6 years ago, 7, because it's 2023 now. So that was the thing, is that it is evolving, and I think that some people are looking for it in a larger way. But then you got comedians like Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan's still doing stand-up, but he's also now colloquially known as a podcaster. That's kind of his thing.
A lot of people look at him like, because I never looked at him as like a comic. I always looked at him like the nigga from Fear Factor.
Yeah, and like for me, like some of my favorite comedians aren't comedians; they're DJ hosts, like they're radio host niggas. Like I don't think that Desus and Mero are ever going to do.
No, they're not. They're Twitter personalities.
Yeah, exactly. They're never going to do a stand-up special. That's not them, right? But they are comedians. But are they comedians, or are they just comedic?
Well, that's more so trying to address what the term means, and like now that we're back in the era where you have to define things to make things work.
Indeed, it's way easier to say it's a podcast. Way easier to say it's a show. Like, it's way easier to say that.
Nobody wants to be like the multimedia guy.
Yeah, if you weren't already a comedian, or if you're not standing in a fucking comedy club, then there's no need to call yourself that. Like, it's just like, okay, cool, I'm moving. Like Donald Glover, right? He's a stand-up comedian as well, but he's only done one special. Now, I mean, like,
he's done one Comedy Central special, and he's done like 2 Comedy Central presents. He also went on tour as a comedian.
Yeah, exactly.
But he also had to couple that with being a musician. But that was the indie era where we would accept that.
It's true. I think didn't Open Mike Eagle also do a stand-up special?
He had a show. I don't think he did a stand-up special, but he had a show.
Like a one-man show.
Danny Brown, he had a little stint where he was trying to do
fantastic. That's great.
Stand-up comedy.
No, I think anybody willing to try that kind of shit it deserves their flowers for sure. But I'm like, it's so interesting, right? Because again, I just getting back to the inspiration factor, right? All of these people have these influences, right? I guess maybe not inspiration, maybe influence, right? Of other comedians, like people that they build off of and things to that degree, right? And so you look at, we talked about last episode about the leather special, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes these are the ones that end up being the moments that people look at cornerstones in their life. It was like, I saw that and I was like, oh man, I'm trying to shoot for that. I'm trying to get there, right? Like I want to be doing a leather special.
I want to be Eddie. I want to be.
Exactly. I want to be.
And even Eddie didn't get the chance. And I hope you put this in the video. But even Eddie, like he went from fucking like comedian, like well-respected, top-tier comedian to actor.
Yeah.
To musician. You know what I mean?
And that is
same for Jamie Foxx.
Damn, yeah, no, but Jamie Foxx has like, and that's what's wild is that they're successful in it. And hell, I'll take you. I was like Eddie Murphy, also a musician. I forgot about.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was like, it was a moment of realization.
I go like to party all the You got to put the tongue underneath the
party all the time. And then also, like he did a whole reggae section of his life. There's multiple eras of different things, but I mean, like that comes from a situation of putting people in boxes. We definitely don't want to like. It's a thing of looking at it and going, we don't want to put you in a box, but it's so much easier for me to like.
This is gonna sound crazy, and you know me, I don't want to chase hot takes no more. But what I will say is that how do you say it? Talent.
Mhm.
This is the root word here. Talent is no longer acceptable, I guess.
Oh, I mean, talent is no longer enough.
No. Talent is still enough, but they don't want you to be talented in other things because they want to squeeze all the juice that they possibly can out of you in one avenue before
And the best way to do that is to go ahead and put you in one section. It's like, please continue to make this because we've been trying to project for you the next 5 to 10 years. And if you start deviating from this and you start trying to fucking become the artist formerly known as such and such, or if you start trying to fucking rock the boat, we don't need a Prince. We don't need like that because I know random to bring up Prince and shit, but like that's an example of an individual that was like didn't necessarily rock with a lot of the systems and was very open about it, right?
Yeah,
about avoiding these traps and things like that.
Yeah, or not being boxed in.
Yeah,
and we've talked about this in the previous episode about like niching down and all that other shit. And I think it's deeper than the niche though. I think it's like not wanting an individual or not allowing an individual to get the same attention that they would get here as they get there. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. And I mean, like and this is something I was like talking about or thinking about when it came to the video was like audiences moving between mediums to like, to consume or find you, right? Because the thing is that Chris Tucker, right? A comedian, right? The first thing
you talk, motherfucker.
Yeah, the first thing you see him on is Def Jam and shit. Yeah, and so or
like recorded history, or
I think recorded. I don't know if his Apollo stuff is out there.
I know that he was a comedian originally.
Yeah, no, he's exactly.
And then they realized they liked how he sounded.
I mean, a good deal of the Friday cast out there are comedians. John Witherspoon is a comedian. Chris Tucker, comedian.
Yeah, boy.
Fucking DJ Pooh, fucking comedian.
Is DJ Pooh a comedian?
Is DJ Pooh a comedian?
I don't think he is. I think he's an actual DJ.
I think Red has a comedy special, but I don't know if he's a real DJ. Shout out F. Gary Gray. Yeah, you do great stuff. But no, I mean, a great deal of that cast are comedian. Craig's mama, comedian.
Yeah, also a comedian.
Was Regina King always an actress, or was she a comedian?
I think she's all like Regina King is a fucking anomaly. First of all, I'm not gonna fucking
shout out to her.
If I think naming your kid Regina is the most powerful move like on the planet, because like I've never seen an untalented Regina a day in my fucking life.
Hey, look, man, like because it's a fucking. I think Regina really is a derivative of Reggie. Like it's like,
and I like all Reginalds. I don't know no Reginalds that I don't like.
Exactly. I was like, I think a Reginald was just like I had a daughter, but I was gonna call her Regina after me. Like,
yeah.
Let's take the LD off.
Either way, Regina King, Regina Hall, both very talented people.
Yeah.
That are multimedia experts.
Excuse me.
Multidiscipline experts.
Absolutely. And they direct, they produce, they get out there and actually perform. Like they got comedy. This shit is funny. And that's what I'll say. One thing I'll say about this is there are comedic actors that aren't stand-up comedians, but there are like Adam Sandler, another nigga, fucking hilarious.
He's a comedian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Another nigga, fucking hilarious, a stand-up comedian, but a lot of people would look at him as an actor now. Like,
yeah, because I think that they never like he's got so much volume. That's what
have you seen? Yeah, I was like, he's got so much shit that he's made, right? But that's what's weird though. I don't think anybody was ever sticking him in the box. Was anybody ever putting Adam Sandler in a box?
I think there was no box at the time because I think like at that time, like the 90s especially, you can go up to like a comedy show with a guitar in your hand. They're like, all right, nigga, let's see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Stephen Lynch. They were musical,
and Adam Sandler also has a movie about this. It's called Funny People. It's pretty fucking good.
It's really good.
I think it's really good. What's your name said that it's not that great. I let it go, but I was obsessed with that movie for a long time.
It's dry. It's dry, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
It's dry. I mean, I don't even say it's dry. It's not.
Isn't Judd Apatow the writer?
Yes, Judd Apatow. He's also another guy that we're currently like not giving love to, but whatever.
What did he do? Oh no,
he didn't do anything. He just supports niggas that don't do anything.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Do shit. Okay.
Yeah, he supports niggas that do shit.
I see what you mean.
He gave Lena Dunham a pass.
Okay, no, that's weird.
I don't know if you know about what happened with Lena Dunham, so
I don't.
And I'll let you Google.
No, I'll Google it. Everybody Google it. Everybody check it out.
It's something that I don't want to say out loud on wax.
Oh, okay.
But I'm also just never mind.
Nah, you good, bro. Hold on.
Don't get canceled for Lena.
And not for Lena Dunham.
Yo, shout out to Lena Dunham.
Not you. Never. Not you bringing up classics, man.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, but no, man. I was just thinking. I was like, I don't know. I don't think anybody somebody probably did challenge Adam Sandler when he made the switch to fucking act.
Maybe, but I also think that like the people of that time, like their criticism was never heard by anybody else.
Yeah, so it wasn't a situation of it being out in public enough to fucking people hear. And the only time you would know about any of the criticism or anything like that is in an interview, something like that, where they were discussing.
Like if Adam Sandler said anything about Andrew Schulz at any point in time today, we would hear about it.
Definitely. But if it was something that was like back in the fucking 90s or the early 2000s, it's not something we would catch unless brought up in an interview sometime other than that.
And like, even then, we wouldn't give it any weight.
Because look at something like David Spade, right? David Spade, another
funny guy,
but not like, he's voice actor. Shout out Emperor's New Groove. Love that shit. Joe Dirt, another great thing. But he was
he's also a good comedian.
And I was gonna say he has
Louis Black, Mark Maron, all them niggas. They're great comedians.
Gary Owen. I love
Gary Owen.
I like Gary.
Keep Gary. Keep Gary. I don't want
to. You was about to go in on Gary. Huh? You was about to go in on Gary.
I'm not saying shit about Gary.
That nigga was like,
I was about to go crazy, but this is season 4. I don't talk about. I don't talk shit.
I was about to say that nigga was really about to get in on this nigga who's having a happy interracial relationship.
He's divorced.
Ouch. I thought he was because I just saw his
wife get divorced.
Oh damn!
His kids are grown though, so I mean,
I was I was like, I don't think
he's also a Navy veteran.
Yeah, that's another thing. I was like,
me and him got that in common. I guess.
He said one of my favorite jokes: "Same pussy for 11 years."
And not anymore. he got jammed up cheating.
Damn, Gary.
Yeah, he got jammed up cheating.
Another black woman? I hope so.
Another black woman. Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Oh, Gary.
You know what they say.
You would never be able to do so.
No. Once you've gone high profile black, you can't come back.
Yeah, nah, dog. Because if you was to cheat on your black wife who's giving you 4 kids, and to fuck it with a white woman, dog.
Yeah,
that's not a good look, Gary.
No, that's a terrible look. We would never take you back. Knowing that, I just think that once you do that, you got like an idea of what black beauty standards are. It's very hard to go back.
Yeah, no, I get it. And not to wrap things up, but I think like to try to put not a bow on it, but to look at it in its whole thing, right? I think what I was most attracted to for the stand-up comedians, and the reason why I was a huge influence, stand-up comedy, was such a huge influence for me, was like, yeah, I really desired the attention. I admired their ability to fucking hold the attention of such a large crowd. And even then, I hardly ever really saw how big the crowd was, right? A nigga could film a special and only show like 5 or 6 people or a couple of rows, and I would assume that motherfucker is huge and packed out, right? But the ability to take what I would assume is your life, right, or your experiences, or something that you noticed, or a fucking just a thought that you had, an abstract thought, and spin it in a way that you could fucking capture the minds of a group of people and continue to do so and leave and have people leave with an experience. So much so that a fucking 8-year-old boy could hear this shit and decide to make it a part of his day-to-day life. Like, I'm watching a comedian now that's a fucking puppet. He's like not like he's a marionette like Jeff Dunham.
At that time,
like a fucking
Jeff Dunham.
Yeah, Jeff
Jeff puppet Dunham. Jokes, and they were good.
Yeah, no, they weren't bad. I mean, not necessarily.
Before I Kill You isn't even a meme anymore.
Yeah, but that was once upon a time. It lived in fucking life in infamy.
Like, Facebook mom meme here.
Yeah, no. But besides all the fucking like wanting and desiring attention, like their sheer ability, right, to take a story and spin it and give people like an experience, right, was what I feel like helped spawn this fucking desire for a podcast. It helped mold this show, and it's a huge part of me and my personality, right? Like, I've grown past taking other people's material and trying to make it my own, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't ever. It definitely helped me start trying to make my own. It helped me to try to be quicker about my jokes. Like it helped me try to frame it. It helped me deal with grief. Like, the fact that like I'm able to laugh, like the fact that I'm able to try to make and take a situation and make it funny rather than depressing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and some people say that's self-medication through comedy. I don't know if
yeah. I mean, before we call it quits or whatever, because I know you got to go soon. Yeah, you might as well check your phone now. Make sure
I'm already on it.
Yeah, and make sure you're good.
Yeah, no, we good for now.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna take another 6 minutes because I do think that this is worth talking about or whatever.
I'll give it up
As soon as I remember it. No, I think that the difference between now and then, because I do think comedy is different. I can't think of, and
we brought up modern comedy a couple of times. It was just the thing.
Yeah, well, no. I think I have to ask somebody that's not us
exactly
that have our like unique like about their experience with comedy and shit. Because I think that the comedians that I looked up to got a chance to be looked at as celebrities or like counterculture celebrities, right?
Absolutely. And so much so to where they could get opportunities to do movies and things to that degree.
Right. Like, and now like the comedians of today or
some of them, because like don't get me wrong, because Pete Davidson is an example of a motherfucker that was like kind of eating off the thing. Like, but
right, but was it because of his comedy or was it because of his attitude?
That's what's wild about that. Like, he's not a celebrity, but his comedy is his attitude. I don't know. That's
his attitude, the comedy, the whole night. Like, I think there's so many more things involved in it. I think that people do different things. Even Gerard had said, like, when he does comedy, it's like I do it for the special, not for like not the road or whatever.
Exactly.
You know
what I mean? I'm looking at people like, Joe Rogan is eating off the podcast, right? Fucking Andrew Schultz eating off the show, like eating off the online show, right? But he's also still
podcast.
But like it's almost like they all feed into each other. There's nobody that's like
a lot of guys are in the creative ecosystem, the influencer ecosystem, the whole nine. And I'm just like, what's gonna happen next? What are we doing? Right. Like even Drewski, like can Drewski go up there and do a set and people accept it?
Yeah, I mean, because the transfer from like trying to go, but there's not a lot of people trying to break out from online to stand up unless you.
I think they did. I think that like in 2017, 18, when people were trying to go from online internet comedian to in-person comedian, people were like, do the internet jokes. Like Jess Hilarious went through that.
But I'll say somebody like Bo Burnham, right, has had a.
Bo Burnham was one of them guys who was able to be looked at like a trailblazer because he's did it like
exactly
2011, 2010, 2012.
I say like George Watsky broke from internet joked to like having kind of a music career. Like
that's a different time because in that time period, you were able to like internet was still a place that you went.
And it was still
live on the internet.
Exactly. And so like taking people that was like, oh, we never like Fred, like remember fucking Fred.
Right. But once again, like them niggas weren't making content, they were making
comedy. They were making
comedy. And like the expectation was like once you do that shit, you have to get on the road.
Yeah.
And even Kevin Hart was like, he told Drewski, it's like, when you gonna stop bullshitting and get on the road? When
and on the road. But that's the thing that's the situation with Bo Burnham is that like he openly admitted he was like, yo, I started having panic attacks on the road and shit like that. I started having panic attacks while trying to perform comedy and shit like that.
But he still went on the road.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. I don't think he toured inside. I mean, to inside.
No, because he passed that.
Yeah, but that's
what he did his time on the road. He knows what it looks like to be on the road.
Absolutely.
And I think that
it looks like panic attacks. I don't know if he's gonna go back.
I don't think so either. But like, you take a dude like Supreme Malik,
Ratchet. I would. That's a nigga that
I think Trevor Noah is like not Trevor Noah. What's the Trevor Wallace?
Trevor Wallace. Tristan Johnson.
Trevor Wallace does go on the road though.
Yeah, no. Trevor Wallace has guaranteed tours. The specialist from a tour, like that's the kind of shit that we on. Like, that motherfucker can film Daily Show at any time.
Yeah, but he also comes from that time, and I just think that a lot of these guys, I don't think it's necessary.
It's weird though. It's like because like you put people like you take people and say, okay, but you came from that time, right? It's like we don't know what it looks like now, and I'm like, whoa.
I just don't know if anybody's going on the road to do it because like very recently I was looking at like Ticketmaster or whatever, and they were like, oh, you can go see Casey Frey. I'm like, Casey Frey, the dancing nigga? The nigga doing dances? Do I want to go see Casey Frey? And I was just like, damn, how many other people are having that thought? Like, I would see Lou Ratchet in person, but does Lou Ratchet have a set?
I don't know if he has a Type 5. That's the thing. I was like, I don't know. Yeah. I definitely know
he's bigger than having a Type 5. Like, you know what I mean? Like Drewski, would I go see Drewski on the road? Zach Fox, would I go see Zach Fox on the road? And I think Zach Fox actually has been on the road and he actually has done comedy.
No, Zach Fox for sure has done comedy. That's the one thing I'll say is like I think I've seen like not a special, but I've seen him on stage.
Yes, he's been on stage. He went to New York with Kenny Beats and some other people. But like now I'm just like, okay, so Zach Fox has done things and he even said himself, like, I just go up there and I just start talking. I'm like, so he doesn't work out material. Like, does this shit just not matter anymore? What the fuck's going on?
But that's the case. It's like they're not necessarily eating on the road, right? They're not. That's not what their bread and butter is, right?
Or maybe the internet is the road.
Yeah, that's what I say. The audience is like online. So the thing is that making a tour of platforms or making enough content for people to like consume there, you might only have to do one show, like, and then use that to fucking make content from there. Sometimes it's not necessarily about like the tour as of now, right? But like everybody in the music industry is always like not everybody, but like the people that say, well, J. Cole, the people that are smart, like not smart, fuck. The people that we consider business savvy, right, will say always tour. Like Jay-Z will say that, J. Cole will say that, T-Pain says that, like, always tour because that's
like touring creates a connection with the audience. Like, I'm gonna go see you.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing about like stand-up comedy is that like you got to get on the road, but also with the road comes risk because you can also bomb. Like putting it online.
Yes, but I think that expecting to bomb
is a bit like
is a part of making good stuff.
Yeah.
Like knowing because we've had videos bomb.
Yeah, no, we've had podcast bombs.
We've had podcast bomb. And it was just like, all right, cool. Let's take what we learned from that
and then keep going to the next week. And
right.
That's our casework. That's our fucking stage work and shit like that. And that's the case. Like I've been on stage. I haven't done any stand up, right? But I can guarantee I'm logging these 1,000 hours. Like I'm trying to get my 10,000 kicks in. Like,
and we've all had bad. Like you and me, between the two of us, and I know you have to go soon.
Oh yeah,
like between the two of us, like we both had bad performances going up there and
just
watching the whole shit go to hell, and it's like, all right, I just gotta keep
here. We are. I've just got to be through. I've got to do it live. I've got to make it happen, and then you do. Once you're done, it's like, okay, cool. Damn, that was rough.
I bombed, but you know what I mean. Like
this ain't over. Like you
learn from it, right? And I'm just like bombing on the internet and bombing in real life are two different things. And I don't know which.
You stop that. But the thing is that bombing on the internet, right, is the attention span is low, right? Like, and so if you don't have bombs that are just monumental,
saying that last video sucked and that nigga sucks. It's two different things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like you can have something that sucks, but at the same time, you just can't continue to fucking suck.
Yeah.
Straight up just okay. I gotta get out of here.
Nah, cool. Go ahead and close up.
Yeah, no problem. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Well Spoken Token. Thank you so much for coming out here. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. Please don't forget to check out all the socials. Come at us on the YouTubes. Come check out the pod where you can see our faces. Jump on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you can listen to my voice. We are out here trying to give it to you. Yo, bro, you got anything you want to say to the folks before we get out?
No, just make sure you check out the social media, check out the YouTube, the Well Spoken Token, as well as the second channel, Token Well Spoken, and across the board on all the socials. Just check us out because we got a lot of great, cool, dope shit like on the horizon.
Absolutely,
thank you, brother.
Thank you. Yo, it's the Well Spoken Token, and I'm out.